G'day folks, welcome back to Pete's Investing. It's February 7, 2024. This is the Caterpillar share price review, technical analysis. So the Caterpillar share price has hit new highs recently, but just watch for that pullback with some divergence playing out, and plus we'll cover a couple of trading ideas for you. So what I've got here is the weekly, daily and hourly, so I'll drill down each of these. So first off, on the weekly share price, you can see we've got the ADX 25 at the bottom here, which gives us our trend and is currently bullish. Our CCI 400, our CCI 150, which is also our divergence indicator, is also showing a bullish momentum. But you'll notice we've had a couple of divergences playing out, and both of them worked out quite nicely. There was a first divergence between those highs there on the CCI versus those highs on the price, and that pullback worked nicely. And second divergence played out as well with the lower highs there on that second divergence. And you can see they're on the price with the higher highs there. That also pulled back. Now we've got no divergence at the moment. That CCI is broken above that point there. And you could probably argue that's still below that one there. So that's a possibility. So that's also a possibility, but just go easy on these divergences. I'm not telling you to trade it, it's basically a sign to be careful of any potential pullback. On the daily, we still have the same bullish trends on our CCI and our ADX. You'll notice here we've got that similar divergence playing out as well. We've got a double top here on the CCI 150 versus higher highs on the price. Now if that goes much higher, you can see there it's actually pulling back a bit on that CCI. If that breaks much higher, we're going to invalidate that bearish divergence. So just be careful of that. We might see a bit of a retrace to the downside on the daily chart. Now if you're trading on the intraday as well, we've also got the hourly chart, and that shows a similar trend as well. These divergences, by the way, before I go to the hourly, these divergences are all independent in terms of their playing out. In other words, you might have a divergence playing out on the daily, but none on the weekly or hourly and so on. So they're all independent. So the hourly is showing a bearish divergence between those peaks on the CCI versus higher highs on the price. So again, you'll notice it's also broken up past this key resistance at 293.80, and so far no sign of another resistance up there, so we may see a pullback anytime. So just be careful about going short. The overall trend is bullish on both the weekly, daily and hourly. I'm just telling you to be careful of going long at this point until we see a more sustainable rise. In fact, you want to see, to be more confident, you want to see the CCI break break the divergence, in other words, like it's doing on the daily possibly. If it goes much higher, it'll break and invalidate that divergence. Likewise, on the hourly, you want to see it go much higher in line with the price. So now I'll go through a couple of trading ideas. Now we'll focus on the daily chart because most share traders trade on the daily time basis, but you can apply this same method to the weekly, hourly, or whatever other time frame you wish to choose. So what I've got here is I'm going to show you a couple of buy and close signals, and that's basically using actually I got the wrong one there. Let me just show you the ADX. So that basically applies to the ADX breaking above into a fresh breakout. For example, you buy there when the ADX breaks above the blue, breaks above the pink, you buy, and you close it out when it turns down again. So you can say buy, close, buy, close, buy, close. So you can see most are hitting nice little returns or nice little gains, and occasionally you might get like in this case, you might have gotten out with a break even in some of these, or even a small loss. So just one trading idea is when the ADX breaks above on that. Now in conjunction with that, what I like to do is if I'm going to trade on the daily, for example, if I'm going to trade on that one there, I want to make sure that the weekly is also already long. So for example, if that's already during that period there, during those few weeks when it's going long, I'd like to trade on the daily when the weekly is long. In other words, don't trade during that period there. You would have avoided trading when that weekly was bearish. Another trading idea will be following the CCI. So that was the first one I was showing you. So here, for example, on the CCI 150, you got the zero line, this hard red line down here, the flat line. So that's the zero line. So when the CCI breaks above the zero line, you buy. and you close out when it breaks above the plus 100, which is that light dotted line there. So you would have bought and closed there. In this case, again, a couple of rules to follow. If the moving averages are trending up, that's when you'd like to, or it breaks above the moving averages, that's when you want to buy. In other words, you will avoid buying on a downslope here. So back here you would have bought a couple here, like you would have bought there and sold there. And more recently, you would have avoided those buys. Now you can buy them, but you've got to be careful of the downslope. It doesn't, you can average down, or you can have very tight stop losses. But same sort of principle applies. Ideally or preferably, you trade in line with the weekly as well. So if the weekly is showing a bullish trend on the CCI and or the ADX, that's where you trade them long on the CCI as well. Also, another little tip to be aware of, just going back to the, it doesn't matter what you're trading, but you notice here we had a bearish divergence. Those lower lows on the CCI versus higher highs, lower highs on the CCI versus higher highs on the price. Take note of those, and that's why I generally show you these divergences, because if you're seeing that pattern happening, it generally means the price is going to pull back. So if you already bought this during this period and you're holding it, and you see this happening, and you're getting lower highs on the CCI versus the price, you may want to close out. Even if you close out early, it's better than leaving it till you get to down to this point and getting out with a loss. So you want to get out with your profits as soon as you see a divergence. Alternatively, back here, for example, you're seeing a bullish divergence versus lower lows on the price. That's where you may want to potentially, again, going long only with the direction of the CCI and the ADX. You can take the advantage of buying it. That's where you would have been ideally buying it at that level there. If you see that bullish divergence, that generally means the price is going to go that way. You can see there both instances, bullish divergence there, the price bounced up, bearish divergence there, the price fell off. So always follow that divergence. That's why I use the divergence primarily to get in or out of trades and maximize your profits. So just a bit of analysis in terms of the Caterpillar share price reaching new highs after exhibiting slight volatility. This follows a strong 2023 with a near 100% share price increase, fueled by robust demand for construction and mining equipment. However, headwinds are emerging. So potential economic slowdown, concerns about a recession could dampen demand for new equipment. Rising costs, inflation and supply chain disruptions could squeeze profit margins, and increased competition from Chinese manufacturers could put pressure on market share. Analysts remain cautiously optimistic, citing strong order backlogs and continued infrastructure spending plans. However, close monitoring and economic data costs, pressures and competitive landscape is crucial for informed investment decisions. So again, just be careful of going long at this point. Watch that pullback with those divergences. I hope you got something out of the trading ideas. If you like the video, hit that like and subscribe button. Also got some weekly scans of other shares you can actually follow with fresh bullish breakouts on the weekends on our Patreon channel. Follow us on the Patreon page with the links in the description below. Thanks for watching, and see you in a future video.